What's up? What's up, y'all? It's your homeboy Big Mac coming at you again from North Carolina. Sorry about the little mix up there. I know I gotta piece this one together. But anyway, back to the story. So it's nighttime, and that means it's day room time, right? The cell doors is open, but the lights are off in the cells. But it's people are in the day rooms, using the microwaves, cooking their little meals, watching TV for the last little bit of time they got out the cell for the night. And here I am standing there at the door with a trash bag that's got all my sheets, all my clothes, everything in it, getting ready to drag it through past at least 40, 50 people. You know what I'm saying? That I don't know. Now, I've done been to a couple of camps before this, so I was pretty confident that I would know somebody there, and plus I know a lot of people from the street, things like that. So I was pretty confident I would know someone. They know a soul. Anyway, so I'm walking through, right? My cell's the very last cell at the top tier. Go up the steps, up the right hand side of the tier, go up the steps, all the way to the back in the corner back there. The very last cell on the right is my cell. The next door is the mop closet. And then you got like a little back door which leads around through a little hallway so they can come in the back door of the next block so they can try to sneak up on you. It's really so they can do walkthroughs like this, but they use it to try to sneak up on people. So anyway, everybody getting back to the story, that's how you walk into the place. People aren't yelling at you, not at this place because everybody was out of the cells and really didn't pay much attention to me. You know what I'm saying? My celly was in the block at the time. He had one of the best jobs on camp, so we kept it flowing in the cell. We kept it flowing in the block, not the cell, but in the block. And he had one of the best jobs there. And I'll tell you about that. I don't care if them people watch it or not. It's their fault. Anyway, and they probably already know it anyway. His job was janitor for the whole, and I've said this one before too. So at not at 10, 11 o'clock at night, something like that, they would come over the buzzer. Hey, blah blah blah, you ready? You're like, yep. And they popped the door and let him out, and he was the janitor for the whole, so he got to go to what would be considered our shoe block in North Carolina, right? And he got to clean it up. And he mopped the floors, da 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 da. So he got to take stuff over to the guys over there, take kites over, bring kites back, take over contraband, whatever the guys over there needed, wanted, whatever, brought it, got to bring stuff back and all that, and he charged a little fee for it. You know what I'm saying? So that was his job. Anyway, getting back to the story, everybody at Tabor City is trying to get out of Tabor City. They're trying to be transferred because it's all controlled movement. The yard sucks. There's no weight pile. There is an indoor gym that has indoor um, mechanical weights. It's got a little mechanical weight room, but it's always full of people. You know what I'm saying? You're always waiting in line to use something. And then they have it, but they do have a nice gym. And this is one thing I wanted to say about Tabor that made it kind of livable. See, I'm 6'4", 235, so I'm not a small guy. and I know that going into it. You know what I'm saying? So if a motherfucker wants to try me, they gotta try me correctly. You know what I'm saying? Don't send no little okey dokes after me because it ain't gonna work. And I believe I told y'all the story about the one-on-one I had with the head of the Bloods, and that was just respect I got off the yard. You know what I'm saying? I got my ink done. My ink done was done there at Tabor City, except one little thing that I got when I was 18 years old, a little dragon on my back. But the rest of it, my traps, my back, and my arm here, I got a half sleeve. All of that was done at Tabor Correctional Institution, and we used to call it Tattoo City. You know, it's Tabor City. We used to call it Tattoo City. They actually sold on Canteen. They sold A&D ointment. That's how much they knew we were tattooing in there, and they couldn't stop it. You know what I'm saying? They try to when they do cell searches. They take your gun if they found it. But for the most part, if you trying to be a little sneaky with it, it's easy as hell to get away with it. Like they ain't. If you, that's the thing about these officers, man. And that I learned at Tabor City. If you are doing something against the rules, say you're tattooing, right? I'm in someone's cell. I'm not supposed to be in there. I don't live in there. But I've got an agreement with the tattoo man's cellmate to go to my cell during count time, so the tattoo man can keep going after they come by and do count, right? So you'll work with each other like that. But if you're trying to be sneaky about something, the officers got more respect for that. You know what I'm saying? Than they do if you just blatantly out there breaking the rules right in front of them. To them, that's disrespect. You're trying them. You know what I'm saying? You're basically saying, F you, you ain't gonna write me up. But if you try to be sneaky about it, even if you ain't even really sneaky, but you trying to be sneaky, if you just give it a shot, most of the time they'll let you go. Like, they took smoking away, but we smoked like we was at the house. We were smoking so much cigarettes. There was so much tobacco coming in that place that we was smoking like we was at home. A roll up, a nice roll up, only 2 stamps. Not 5 stamps, not $1 like at some places. 2 stamps. That's all it costs. Now, if you wanted a Cadillac, like a Newport, you get one, it had a butt tore off of it, but it'd be a real Newport 100. If you wanted that, it'll cost you 5 stamps. You know what I'm saying? But you can and then break that down into 5 pinners and then sell each one of them pinners for 2 stamps if you want to try to hustle. But there was so many regular size, roll-ups there that for 2 stamps you couldn't really buy like a Cadillac and break it down and make really any kind of money, because you might make one free roll-up. You know what I'm saying? Is that really worth it? You know what I mean? Going through all that hassle. So, but anyway, if you're trying to be sneaky about it, they won't usually mess with you. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're not gonna come to the tattoo man's cell, which they know he's the tattoo man, and they're gonna take your ID and look at it through the clipboard, make sure you the one that's supposed to live there and all that. Nah, you just hold up your ID. He holds up his ID. They look. There's supposed to be 2 people in there. There's 2 people in there. Bam, he's gone. You know what I'm saying? So usually they won't mess with you. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, getting back to it. So everybody there is trying to get out of there. Like my cellie, the prison opened in 2008. This is 2011. My cellie had been trying to move out of that place since he got there. He was on the third bus bringing inmates into the facility. He was on the third bus, so he had been there since it opened. You know what I mean? And that's where they get the meaning, the rock. You know how Alcatraz was supposed to be inescapable and all of that? Well, basically, that's how Tabor City is. Once you get there, you're there. You're there for the stay. You know what I'm saying? So, very rarely do you see people transfer, unless it's a medical transfer, or the biggest way you can transfer out of there is to make your level, is to drop down to a lower security level, and then they'll transfer you out of there, which is how I ended up leaving. Um, I ended up leaving because I made my greens, and if you watch some of my previous videos, I explained the difference between greens and browns. I made my greens while I was there the last month and a half of my sentence in 2012. So I get a letter, you know what I'm saying, the mail call, they call my name, I get the letter, and it says, hey, you've made your level. You drop down to minimum 1, which is the highest security minimum they got. Minimum 3 is the lowest security minimum they got. So I know I'm fixing to ship any day, but they're not going to tell you when they're going to take you for security reasons. They can't tell you. So they're going to just wake you up one morning at 3:30 in the morning and put you on the bus, and you're going to have an all-day bus ride. And which didn't really bother me that much. You know, a lot of guys don't like the bus. I don't mind the bus. I like it. I like being able to get out there on the highway, look at traffic, even though I'm looking at it through steel wire, mesh wire, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm out there looking at the free world, you know what I'm saying? So I didn't mind it too much. Excuse me. I got my little protein shake this morning. So anyway, hold on one second. Excuse me. Alright, back to the story. So anyway, so that's why they call it the Rock, right? And mind you now, when we were all going up under that little wooden thing going into the building, when we were going through that door, we all read the little plaque, and we was all laughing at it. And MCOs was laughing at us because they already knew why it was hanging up there and why it said what it said, but we didn't, and we was laughing, and they was laughing at us for laughing at the wrong shit. So anyway, uh, there's the only other way to get off the camp is to transfer. Back then there was one lady that worked in Raleigh. Her name was Miss Penny. And she was an old lady, been in that job probably 40 years, who knows. Never seen her face, just know who she is, because she is what they call a transfer coordinator for the state. She's the one that signs off on every inmate movement that happens in the state of North Carolina. If you move somewhere and you're an inmate and you getting on a bus, there's a paper somewhere that has her signature on it. So the only other way to get off the camp is to write Miss Penny a letter and basically give her a sob story or something like that of why you need to move. No, you can't just write her and say, hey, I need to go. Nah, you gotta give her some kind of little sob story or something for her to work with you. And now I've seen that happen twice. I've seen her move people 2 times in my prison career. So anyway, you know, some of the myths about prison, getting back to the point of the story, I was doing the story before on some of the myths about prison, is you can be a what you call a neutron in North Carolina and do your time if you keep your mouth shut and you stay out the mix. Me, I'm not built like that. I'm gonna be in the mix, and I'm gonna be, you know, shaking and baking, baby, you know, sliding and swerving, and that's just how I am. And here's an example of that. When I made my greens, I had a month and a half left, man. A month and a half left, and I'm not sure if I told the story about how I made straw boss in the clothes house. I'm not sure if I told that one yet. Maybe I'll tell it again one day. I ain't gonna tell it today. But when they moved me out of Tabor City, when I finally shipped out of there, and I'm leaving Tabor for good, I'm going to the camp right here in the port, the hometown camp. You know what I'm saying? So I know I'm gonna know some people here. It's literally walking distance from where I'm at right now, from my house. That's where the prison's at. Um, and I did know a lot of people there. A lot of people there. Went to school with people. Some people I went to school with were there. Um, and we were making things happen, getting things into camps and things like that were happening. So no need to worry. We had it on. We had things under control. So this camp's got weights, and I work out every day. You know what I'm saying? It was a habit I picked up at Tabor. You work out every day. You work out just in case. It's like your insurance policy. It's a just in case deal. In case you need that wind, in case you need that strength, in case something happens, in case a war breaks out, or somebody a group of people try to jump you, or somebody tries to rob you. You know what I'm saying? You work out for these reasons, right? So this is a habit that I took with me from Tabor, right? Except now I got weights, real weights, like with dumbbells and bars and plates and all that, the whole nine, a nice weight pile. And they like to take care of that weight pile too. So you know, naturally I'm doing my workout. I'm working out hard. There's a few, you know, 3 or 4 white guys that come up to me and want to work out with me. You know what I'm saying? It's always good to have a workout partner. Everybody needs a spotter, you know what I'm saying? And you want to take breaks during sets, but you don't want to give up your weights. So you can't just stop, sit your weights down, and then expect them just to sit there for 5 minutes while you cool off for a second before you do your next rep. You know what I'm saying? So it's always good to have a workout partner. Well, these dudes wanted to work out with me. They liked my routine. They seen I was gaining size. They just liked it. You know what I mean? And they liked the way I carried myself. Um, this one dude in particular had come from other high security camps. He had made it down to his greens here, but he still had a good year and a half, maybe 2 years to go. I'm going home in a month and a half. But getting to the story, what I'm trying to get at is these dudes wanted to work out with me. So I'm like, you know, all right, you can work out with me, but this is the deal. This is when I work out every day. If you miss one day, you're out. Okay? No, you ain't working out with me no more. You work out with me when I have time to, or working around my job, and you got to be there every day. And that's all I ask. I don't care how much you can lift. If you're lightweight, if you're heavyweight, whatever, we'll work around that. If you ain't the same weight, weight class as me, that's fine. We'll work around that. But you just got to be there every day. So we get to working out. This goes on for about a good 2 weeks. And then the dude comes to me, right? That one dude, speaking for the group. The whole group came, but this one dude comes out there to the workout yard, and the whole group standing there, and I'm like, what y'all doing, man? What y'all looking at? Grab the weights. Let's go, man. Let's get it. And he's like, look, man, we're putting in a petition to start a religion called Odinism, and we want you to be our leader. And I'm like, Odinism? I mean, I'm a Christian, man. So, but I know what the Odinism thing's all about anyway. It's not really even about Odinism. It's about they wanted to start a gang. So he's like, and we want you to be our leader. I said, listen, I appreciate the offer, fellas. I said, I got 3 weeks left here. I said, if anything happens between now and 3 weeks, I will ride with you. But if you know what I'm saying, I can't put forth that effort because I don't have the time to. If I had more time to do, I would say sure. You know what I'm saying? It wouldn't be the first time that I had to step up and be a leader in something, and it wasn't the last time that I was asked to step up and be a leader. So they wanted me to lead them in this religion slash gang thing, and the reason they wanted me to lead them was because there was a guy on the compound that was getting stuff in, getting pain pills, different things like that. And I went to school with him. He's one of my good friends. We played volleyball together just about every day. He was a good dude. And every time something would come in, I mean, I know his mama. I used to date his sister. Like, you know what I'm saying? We was tight. So. Every time something would come in, he'd break me off. And every time he'd break me off, I would share it with the guys on the weight pile. You know what I'm saying? We'd be out there smoking cigarettes while we're working out, things like that. So I was the natural pick for what he was wanting to do. If any one of us would have been able to be the natural pick, it would have been me. Now, me turning him down, he took that as an insult. As me saying, nah, I don't want nothing to do with y'all, fuck that, da 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 da. But it wasn't like that. That ain't why I said no. I said no because I have 3 weeks left on my sentence. By the time we even get something started, I'm going out the gate. You know what I'm saying? So I told him I will work with you, and I'll help you start what you trying to get going. And I'll show you how to be a leader amongst men, and you can take control of this situation. Well, he was like, nah, fuck it, I don't worry about it, fuck it, man, we'll be alright. We'll be alright without you, don't worry about it, we'll be alright without you. So I was like, so what? We're gonna work out or not? Yeah, we can work out, yeah, we're gonna work out. So we worked out maybe 2, 3 more days, and then 3 more days goes by. I'm out there at the weight pile. They ain't coming. I'm like, what time? I'm like, come on now. We got the weights. I done got the weights for a certain amount of time. People were lined up behind me for the weights. We got the bench press today. Where y'all at? Where they at? So they ain't show up. So I just worked out alone, man, and I had a guy there that was already working out. I was like, hey, man, can you just spot me whenever I'm on the bench, bro? I just need a spotter, man. So this other white dude was, all right, I'll spot you. And so he spot, I did my own workouts from then on to the gate. But every time I would see this dude walking through the block, he'd be mean mugging me. You know what I'm saying? Just like mean mugging me, like, man, like, just shaking his head, like, I'm like, yeah, I know this dude's got on his mind, yeah. So I'm on point now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm seeing what's going on. I'm not dumb to it. So he's trying to make something crack off. And the thing about it was he got the other two guys who were there before him and who I had knew from the block. I didn't know him on the street or nothing, but I knew him in the block before he even got to the camp. Got them to where they're not even talking to me. They're just ignoring me walking by. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not going to initiate conversation with them. If they don't want to talk to me, they don't want to, work out with me or whatever. Fine, fuck it, do your own thing, man. You know, but I'm ready because this dude keeps mean mugging me, and I don't know what he means by that. You know what I'm saying? I don't know where his head's at. This mother might try to sneak me. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't finna let that happen. So I go to the homeboy that's getting it in, the guy that I'm real tight with. I explained the situation to him. I'm like, yeah, they was wanting me to run this little thing they're trying to start up, and I ain't got no time left. So I told him I couldn't do it. Blah blah blah. Now I think they feeling some type. He's the one dude feeling some type of way about it, and so help me watch my back. You know what I'm saying? And he lived in a different block. He didn't even live in my building. He lived in the building next door. So one day, I get called to the captain's office. I don't remember what it was for. It wasn't a write-up or nothing like that. It was something like, set up my home plan, what my home plan was going to be. So I get up there to it wasn't the captain's office. It was my counselor's office. So I get up there to the counselor's office, and it's in the admin building, and you can see there's windows, and the captain's office is right next door. So you have to walk past the captain's office to get to her office, right? So I walk by the captain's office, and as I look in there, this man's standing. He's sitting at his desk with binoculars, looking onto the yard, just looking out there with binoculars on. I'm like, man, this dude right here takes his job so seriously, man. Like he's like, I don't know, fucking Columbo or something, man. Like, I don't know who this dude thinks he is. He's Beverly Hills Cop or something. But anyway, I get called up to the counselor's office, right? But my name, they just said Matt report to not Matt, but Davis report to the admin building. So I get to the admin building, right? Now, if you get a write-up or if you get into a fight, you go into the admin building. And that's where you get your hold time at, and that's where the hole's at. And so I get to the admin building, and I'm walking out of the admin building. As I'm walking out of the admin building, there's 5 dudes walking to me. And they're my homeboy that I know from the street, you know what I'm saying, that's getting it in, that's breaking me off here, it's my homeboy. And he's like, man, we heard your name come over the intercom, we heard you was going to the admin building, we didn't know what was going on, and we didn't know what was going on, and we was coming over here to check on you, man, when you come out, if you come out, or see who comes out. And I was like, nah, man, everything's cool, everything's cool. So, the myths about prison is you can be a neutron and you can get through there and you won't have many problems, many headaches. You might, if you get sent to the wrong place and there's the wrong people there, they might try to rob you, they might jump you, they're gonna try you somehow, some kind of way. So if you get sent to the wrong place, you gotta group up. And which was like Tabor City back then. And but if you get sent to another right place, you can do your time as a neutron by yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like I did my last month and a half. So anyway, that's my little story for today. I'm gonna let this one go. Y'all hit the like, hit the subscribe button, man. Let's get these subs up, man. I don't know why my subs is so low, man. I know more people on the street than I got subs, bro. And I done told everybody about my channel. I ain't got no, these subs is so low. And these views, man. So, but anyway, man, this is another North Carolina prison story by your homeboy Big Matt. And I'm gonna let y'all roll with it, man. Salute.